Hello everyone and welcome to Real Life Talks. I'm your host Yvonne Heath, author of the book Love Your Life to Death and founder of the I Just Showed Up movement. So joining me today is Sears. Hello Sean.
Hi.
I am so excited that you're here and that you're doing everything that you're doing, because I guess being a police officer is not busy enough. You also have a new role.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's not busy enough. Yes, I'm sure. So we're here to talk about Barrie's Glowing Hearts Community Give and Get Center. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell me about your journey, because of course, this all started with a vision with the lovely, amazing Frank Nelson, who I loved, you loved, and tell me about your journey, how you met with Frank and what it led to.
Yeah, well, I originally met Frank, a little over 3 years ago, I guess, during his Pain It Back initiative, his first bucket list that he started. And it started off by me going to some of his fundraisers, and we started talking and quickly became friends. And over time, when he decided he wanted to open up these centers, he asked me if I'd be a board member, and of course I said yes.
You can't say no to Frank.
Can't say no to Frank.
No.
And so I said yes, and we got the ball moving, and in January 7th, I believe, of 2017, we opened up our current location. Frank actually did a 6-month pilot project prior to that in 2016, which is what led to it. And it being so successful, he wanted to make it a permanent fixture in Barrie.
Mm-hmm. So going back, so Frank Nelson, it was this wonderful businessman, and I believe it was 2010 he was diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
22 months later was told it was terminal, but he lived many years after that, and right?
Yeah, so in I believe it was 2013 he found out it was terminal, and he decided to create a bucket list. And
yes.
It started with that initial initiative, Pain It Back. He just had a passion for wanting to help other people. That became his goal in life.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that, over and over again.
Amazingly. And yeah, so I did a blog with Frank in 2016, being a chemotherapy nurse and hearing of this man living with terminal colon cancer, who his passion was to help other people. He gave $1,000. One of his goals was giving $1,000 to 50 people, or to 50 families in need. Yes.
And yeah, with that, he actually got up to 43 families.
Wow.
Before his passing. But his daughter Cindy actually has decided to finish that bucket list. So
how wonderful!
So that's in the works right now, and we have awesome sponsors that are willing to jump in there and finish that for her. Amazing.
And Frank told us stories like he would surprise people with grocery shopping sprees, and he bought mattresses for a family he heard where they were sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
And he was just loving doing random acts of kindness and giving back, and did what he had to do with his chemo and everything else.
Yeah. I to this day I don't know how he did it.
I have no idea.
He was definitely inspirational. I mean, I wouldn't be here, I don't think, if it wasn't for him. And unfortunately, his illness, it brought us together. But I mean, I don't think he would change that for the world. And what he was able to do afterwards. Yeah.
So Community Give and Get. Tell us more about what that is. His vision and what he started.
So basically, we're a non-profit registered charity.
Non-profit. Money. Yes.
And we essentially cater to low-income families, people, individuals, families. And the homeless as well. Mm-hmm. And we take donations from the community, and we give them away for free.
Yes.
So
amazing.
We've probably last year, I think we were close to 10,000, helping 10,000 family or individuals, and probably gave away over 40,000 items.
So let's just repeat that number, because helping 10,000 people who may not have had clothes or other necessities. And I mean, that's just extraordinary. How do you feel? How does that make you feel?
It feels good, especially when you're like, I try to go down there as often to the center and help out as much as possible. And, when you're actually, able to give somebody who's really needs something that, changes their life, even as small as it might be, it's very rewarding.
Absolutely. And, I'm the first person to say random acts of kindness or paying things forward and giving people things is the most rewarding thing that you can do for yourself. And I will admit, I do a lot of these things. I don't even think it's because I'm a nice person. I think it just makes me feel so good.
I agree.
Right? And Frank, that was what Frank said too. He was just shaking, saying how great he felt being able to do this.
Yeah, well, he used to, probably his favorite thing, he used to love coming down to the center and sitting at the front and greeting the people that would come in and watching them, leave with items that they needed. And, he loved doing that. And in a lot of ways he would say that kept him going.
Absolutely, yes. And so this center is actually a center in Barrie, but his vision is to have these centers everywhere, isn't it?
Yes, so we're hoping in the soon future, as long as we continue to get the donations, and,
yes,
then we hope to open up a couple more in the soon future, Hamilton and Orillia particularly. And in doing that, we actually have a fundraiser coming up.
Oh, okay. When is that?
So it's one of his other bucket list items was to do a bike ride.
Oh, I know all about the bike ride. I think Jordy and I were going to be on the road with him. I was going to sell books and donate, and we had a paramedic and a nurse. Yeah, he was going to ride an electric bike.
Yeah, from PEI.
Yes.
All the way back to Barrie.
This man with terminal cancer, once again, yes, was going to ride this. He was so excited about riding this bike. But so is that someone's going to carry on with this dream?
Yeah, well, after he passed, again, Cindy wanted to finish his bucket list. And, she said she wanted to do the bike ride, and she asked me if I wanted to do it with her. So I said, sure, let's do it. And,
oh, my goodness.
So we're training currently for it. We have the YMCA in Innisfil sponsoring us with a trainer and helping us get to meet our goals so we can actually accomplish the bike ride. So, well,
that's amazing. But I also heard that Frank was planning on riding an electric bike. You're doing a non-electric bike. Is that?
Yeah, we're
oh my goodness,
we're gonna do road bikes, and so that's a big reason why we're training.
Yeah, I guess so.
And we may or may not have an e-bike to back us up if we get injured. Hopefully that won't be the case. But,
right.
But we have we're gonna have a camera crew and we're gonna have a nurse with us.
Yes.
To help us along the way. So it's gonna be a challenge, but it's going to be a good challenge.
And so that is going to be from PEI to Barrie?
Yes, we're going to be, I just found out actually we're going to be starting at, I believe, Summerside in PEI, and we're going to make our way we're going to be doing multiple stops along the way and making our way back to Barrie.
And so is this to raise awareness of what you want to do, and what is the overall goal?
So it's called Cycling for Community.
Okay.
And it's to raise awareness of what we do and as well as the situation in Canada.
Yes. Homelessness is everywhere.
Homelessness and poverty.
Yes.
And hopefully along the way we're hoping to raise about $100,000.
Incredible.
And if we succeed, that will allow us to open up more locations so that we can help people in other communities.
That is so amazing. So how do you have a whole team? Because I mean, you are only, you have Frank's daughter Cindy and yourself, and you also have you're a police officer as well on the side. Yeah. Do you have a whole team? Are you looking for more volunteers?
Well, I mean, as far as the center goes, we're always looking for volunteers.
Okay.
As far as our ride goes, we have a nurse, like I mentioned. That's definitely going to help us out, I'm sure. We have our video crew, and then other family and friends have kind of stepped in to help us when we need it. So we're still in the early stages of it, but we're getting there. we're definitely looking forward to it.
Do you have a date? The date set?
Yeah, so the date is at this point is, as long as things don't change, is September 28th. So,
okay, September 28th.
Is the kickoff date.
The kickoff date. And obviously, if people want to donate before ahead of time, they can go to the website.
Yeah,
is that?
You can go. Well, we actually have a GoFundMe page set up for the C4C ride.
Okay.
If you go into GoFundMe, you can look search that. The Glowing Hearts Community Giving It as itself has a GoFundMe page as well.
Okay.
We also accept e-transfers and
right.
as well.
They accept everything. And also, so donations, what sort of donations do you accept at Community Give and Get? At
the center, we particularly we take clothing, footwear, household items, small appliances, those types of items. Unfortunately, we're not big enough to take appliances and furniture at this time.
Okay.
But we are working towards a newer location that's bigger, so we can actually start doing that and offer some more services to our clients. And as well, we're hoping to expand, obviously, with other locations. But in the meantime, we're doing. People come in and they say whether they need particular items like a piece of furniture or whatever, and then we'll post it on our Facebook page.
Okay. Oh, that's so good.
And then people get back to us, and then we kind of link people up and try to get those items to those people.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic because, the truth is that if we all looked in our homes, it's sometimes it's kind of disgusting. I mean, people have things in their drawers, clothes they haven't worn for years, appliances they don't use. Pay it forward. Yeah. And again, that feeling of satisfaction that you actually, somebody's so grateful to, receive something that, if you're not wearing that ugly sweater, sorry, Grandma, that your grandmother, gave you, give it to somebody who might love it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, well, right now I'm actually been helping a family who's been in need of some items, and we had somebody contact us the other day that was had just posted a bunk bed for sale, and then they found out about us, and they decided to take it down and contact us and see if there's anybody that could use it. And,
yes.
So I'm arranged to get that bed to a family that's in need right now. So we're getting more and more of those types of things as we become more well known, and people are reaching out to us to give. They want to give. A lot of people want to give back. They just don't always know how sometimes.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why creating this awareness is so important. And I love that you're doing this bike ride because I always say we are very compassionate. People are compassionate and people care. They just often, we don't see the poverty. We don't see the homelessness. It's not always like in Toronto where, people are literally sleeping on the streets. But there are a lot of people that are homeless that are either, staying somewhere in some little shed or couch surfing. And there's so many people that need so much. And there's plenty to go around.
Oh, of course.
Isn't there? Of
course. And, you said it that, a lot of people just don't know, and
don't know.
If you don't experience it for yourself, or you don't know somebody that's experiencing it, then a lot of people just don't know. And a lot of people know they want to give, but they just don't necessarily know how. So that's why we're kind of doing what we're doing and trying to expand and get that awareness out there, so that we can continue to help more people. It's
so amazing. And the other thing is that we're busy, and I always just say to people, once a week or once a month, just kind of check in and say, okay, what could I do? What could I do this week? Or once a month, oh yeah, Community Give and Get. Let's look around and see. Yeah. Because it doesn't take, it doesn't have to cost anybody a lot of money. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but even volunteering your time here and there whenever you can makes such a difference.
Oh, it does make a huge difference. And, especially with us, we're strictly volunteer run. So,
yes.
We're always looking for volunteers to right now, currently we're only open 2 days a week, but our goal is to open up more days, and really it comes down to having enough volunteers to do it. But
of course,
definitely a priority for us because we want to be able to help people on a more day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. So as a volunteer, what would you be asked to do? Because I always say to people, the people are kind of reluctant sometimes to volunteer. I can't lift heavy things. I can't do this. And I say, we don't all need to lift the 10-pound bags of potatoes, right? there's different roles, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We it could be anything from greeting individuals that come into the store. It could be just tidying up our shelves and racks of clothes and whatnot, hanging stuff back up. We do have sorters that when we get our donations, they sort through everything to make sure it's okay to put out.
Sure.
And then we have other volunteers that help with just taking out garbage or cleaning and stuff like that. So there's a wide variety of things
Sure.
that we use volunteers for, and at the end of the day, it's not. It's not. You don't have to make a commitment of 8 hours or whatever.
Right.
Even 1-2 hours here and there is a big help to us.
Now, see, and that's again such an important message for people, because we all say, oh well, I don't have lots of time, so I'm not going to give any time.
Yes.
Say, well, if everybody gave 1 hour.
Oh yeah.
1 hour a week, 1 hour a month, even whatever. If everybody did that, you could be open 5 days a week.
Exactly. And,
yeah.
And we'd just be helping that many more people, because there's definitely a need in Barrie and their surrounding communities for the service.
Yes. Well, and I'm sure in absolutely every community, there is no difference. And, we can turn a blind eye and pretend it's not there. Yeah. But people like you and Frank Nelson, oh God, he was just the epitome of the giving person, of the person that was living life to the fullest, despite terminal cancer. And when I interviewed him, I paused, I said, I just have to get this straight, Frank. So you're battling colon cancer, you're going to chemo, you're having these surgeries, and your biggest goal is helping other people.
Yeah, oh, I know. It's amazing. He was amazing, yeah.
He was amazing, and I think that's also very telling, and a message I like to share with people. When you are grieving or having a hard time, greatest thing you can do is go do something nice for someone else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Totally, it changes your day.
It changes their day, it changes your day.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's, to me, there's no better feeling than helping somebody else.
Exactly.
It's a big reason why I do what I do, both in my job and then why I do what I do with the center now, because, it uplifts me, but it also uplifts other people as well.
Yeah, no, there is nothing more rewarding than, again, if you're having a hard time, or anytime you say, go do something nice for someone else, and just seeing that you've made a difference in someone's life.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't have to cost anything. It doesn't have to. You don't have to commit to a lot of your time. And I would love to see community give and get in every community. I'm certainly going to be watching, being a part of this bike ride. So what kind of training are you doing to get ready for this?
Well, we have a personal trainer who's committed, trying to get us to do it at least 5 days a week right now. So various high-intensity training exercises and biking. Obviously, now that the weather's getting better, we're going to get ourselves some actual bikes and start training on the bikes that we're going to be using. So looking forward to that, and hopefully the weather cooperates and actually becomes nice.
Yes. Yes.
But so it's going to be a lot of biking, obviously, and but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. And is Cindy? Does she live in Barrie?
Cindy lives in Barrie as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And, so we're both training together, and it's been good.
Yeah, that is just absolutely such a fun story, and the fact that you're doing this, and Frank's legacy lives on, and it will live on in Community Give and Get, and there's a Facebook page as well, isn't there? And people share stories, and you're really making a difference for so many people.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love for more people to check us out and on Facebook and like us and share.
Yes.
And share. And
like and share Community Give and Get on Facebook.
It's actually under Glowing Hearts Community Give and Get. If you look that up or Google it, and you can find what we're doing and what we're up to, and where we're located.
Mm-hmm. So where are you located?
Right now we're located at 110 Dunlop Street West, Unit 102, and it's just off of Toronto Street and Dunlop Street.
Okay, yes. And are there any stories that sort of stand out for you since you've been involved in this?
Well, the one just lately with this family that reached out and was looking, they were expecting a baby, and actually any day, it might be even today.
Oh, okay.
And so they reached out and they were looking for certain items because they just didn't have anything. They didn't have the crib, didn't have
Oh my goodness.
nothing to get them started. And when I found out about it, I put a post out and asking the members of our community if anybody have these items that they're looking to get rid of, and overwhelmingly people started responding and saying, I have this, and so now I have a list of items that I can not only just give to this family, but then I can also spread it to other families that are looking for particular items.
Wow. And I think that it's so important that if you are a family in need, there's no shame in asking for help, right? There's no shame in asking or reaching out and saying, I need this, because it could happen to any of us that, I mean, jobs are unstable and, the economy is unstable. It could happen. It isn't, that part of society or whatever. This could happen to anyone. And to be able to just say, you know what, I could use a little help right now. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we just, we create that village and we just help each other out and donate and give what we can when we can.
Oh yeah. Well, without the members of the community being so giving, we wouldn't be able to exist. And fortunately, there are a lot of giving people out there, and we just want to keep that trend going and expand it. So.
Yes, absolutely. And so do you have a lot of companies that are sponsors or?
Yeah, we currently have a couple companies that are looking to sponsor us in various ways. We are looking for obviously more sponsors, particularly just we need sponsors to fund the ride itself.
Okay.
So that we can make it happen, and then on top of that, so we can raise the funds that we need to sustain our current facility,
right,
and, as well as open up new ones.
Okay, so companies, did you hear that? Barrie, and you'd love to open in Aurelia and Hamilton, yes.
Another one,
get involved.
Another one is Sudbury is another location we're looking at. So.
Oh, really?
So.
Oh, fantastic.
It's all a matter of time, but it will happen.
Yes, well, and it takes a village, and it takes many people and awareness, and again, that's what the ride is about, and that's why you're training, and I really can't believe you're not going for the electric bike. Why did that change? Who decided to ride real bikes?
Well, we just decided that, Frank chose the e-bike at the time because of his illness and whatnot.
Yes.
But we figured fortunately we're not ill, so we figured, let's try to do it on a real bike. And I'm not sure exactly what we got ourselves into. But,
John, how far is PEI to Barrie?
It's a couple thousand kilometers, with all the stops and that. So it's going to be interesting, but we're looking forward to it.
So so how long are you anticipating this ride taking?
Right now, it's planned that it'll probably take us about 2.5 weeks, and that's
okay. Seriously, it would take me 2.5 weeks to ride 20 kilometers or something. But
well, our plan
really?
is to hopefully ride about 100+ kilometers a day, and we'll see how that goes.
Oh my! Do you have gel seats or something really?
Well, we're gonna hopefully have all the things that allow us to keep going. And apparently, there's even a spray you can spray in your bottom there to numb it,
to prevent sores.
Yeah,
yes.
Just so you can deal with probably the inevitable pain.
Oh yes, and maybe a little umbrella that attaches to your head when it's
the sun. Well, that's why we're planning on near the end of September, so it's not quite as hot, and hopefully we get nice weather and
right.
Than doing it right in the summertime.
Yes, and maybe the mosquitoes and the black flies will have died down a little bit by then. Yes. Well, they'll still be in Muskoka. They'll be right in our neighborhood. Actually, that's where it's their favorite place in the world.
Survive, yeah.
Yeah, that is that's a huge undertaking. So how does the rest of Frank's family feel about all of this?
They're excited, very supportive.
Yes.
And when Cindy decided she wanted to continue on, she had full support, and
I think that's so extraordinary. Yes.
It's quite exciting.
Yes.
really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to have a camera crew. Did you say they're going to? Yeah, they're going to be with you the whole ride.
Yeah, we're going to be with us the whole ride. And recording. The media is going to be meeting us at various locations along the way so that we can promote it and hopefully get those sponsors and those donations coming in.
Amazing. So we have Pay It Forward, and there's still 7 families, right, that you want to help with the $1,000 per family, and that was Frank's dream to help 50 families.
Families, yeah.
And
started with 1, but it just ballooned to 50, so it's quite amazing.
So that's still going. Glowing Hearts Community Give and Get Center in Barrie, and you'd love to expand that everywhere, but certainly looking at Hamilton, Orillia, Sudbury. So we need to let all of these communities know. Oh, yeah. And this wonderful bike ride. I wouldn't be doing that. I'm like, maybe Jordy and I will go, and we'll be like the support crew. I'm a very good cheerer. Like, yes, do you want cheers along the way?
I'm sure we can probably use a cheer too.
Yeah, right? Like, go, no, don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't, I know it hurts. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a little bit of that.
A little bit of that, but that ride is scheduled for September 28th, September 28th, and 2018, and you're training for that. Yes. And yes, you welcome sponsors and donations and community support and corporate support and everything you get. And let's keep Frank's dream going. I feel like he's smiling just hearing this.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
He is.
Happy.
Yes.
We continued on. One of the big things when I met Frank was I promised him that when he asked me to be part of the sport, that I would continue his legacy, and then hopefully it establishes even my legacy.
Absolutely.
Expand this organization.
Yes, and I certainly thank you with all my heart for taking the reins. We're going to hug it out after. Yeah. And appreciate everything you do, and you're doing community give and get. Yes, Glowing Hearts, community give and get. Love it. Thank you so much. I know we're going to support you any way we can, so we'll talk after. Thanks so much. So thanks for joining us today. Real Life Talks is about learning how to show up for yourself and other people, and sometimes having hard conversations. So if you want to be able to just show up, if you want to be empowered and resilient, my call to action: plan your life, plan your death, and then just love your life to death. And always bring your own tambourine to the party. Thanks. See you next time.